Grant to the rise, grant to the rise. Welcome back, welcome back. All right, so this is the third video. Know that this last video I did was nice and lengthy, about 130. So that compromised to be two videos in one. But I didn't feel motivated enough to just leave it right there. All right, so I got to do this three, and the purpose of it is this. We was talking about Christ-like, all right, and kind of want to expand on some of the beautiful ones on the platforms and stuff like that. What it is Christ-like. I took a break. You know, usually I come right back, right? But I took a break because I was trying to go look on Tubi for the beautiful movie that it's a series, all right, series, a lot of series, and because I know I put it out already, and powers to be know I was gonna go look for that to give you the ins and outs, which is okay because I'm gonna explain the movie to you now. I couldn't find it on Tubi. Imagine that. So I believe the right name is Angel Has Fallen. Could be Fallen Angel. One of them two. How you know which one it's gonna be? It's a Renaissance movie, okay? So it's not Renaissance. I don't know if I said medieval movie. All right, and it's about the Templars, Knight Templars. Okay, so the young man on there gonna have a sword. And he look like a Templar, and he's gonna be bloody. I think his face is bloody and stuff, and there's a sword. All right, he's a Templar. So that's how you know what it is. All right, reason. Christ-like. Let's talk about it. Christ-like. Like I left off. That's why I had to make this third one, because I don't want to have no confusion on what I'm explaining, all right? How I visualize it, how I comprehend it and bring it in, all right? Last video we said Christ, Jesus was not a Christian. Okay. Some of y'all would disagree with that. I mean, that's why we live in America. That's the beauty. See the beauty of all this? See why it's so important to keep a lot of what we are, what we identify with, to be able to disagree. Where that in other countries, you say something against the religion or something, your head cut off. Not right away, you know what I'm saying? But they got to find a way to get rid of you because you're going against their grain, and they want to be able to control everybody, right? All right. So, but here we honor the fabric of being able, as long as it's not causing others to want to go out there and harm others, harm another religion, harm another person because of the way they think, look, and stuff like that. We honor it here, the freedom. All right. So Christ-like. I'm not gonna sit here, I know who Jesus was, he was Hebrew. You know what I'm saying? So, and probably a combination of a lot of things over in that area before that area got divided into little sectors that we know now. What we talking about? I believe that the placement, well, it probably already happened, the placement of you're already in your lands, and so we're going to call you this, and we call you this, and you call you this. Names that folks in Africa know, folks in China know, Japan. Conquerors came and put themselves on you, established on you, and called what they want to be. So things called in the histories of books, even in history books in schools, are not necessarily the names and what is called in the places that you go to. Do you realize that there's folks still alive that know that the Sphinx is not originally called the Sphinx? You see what I'm talking about? I won't give you information. You got to go research. That's the whole point of this. Because when you go learn and all that stuff, then you invest in yourself and can't nobody tell you you're wrong. See what I'm at? But if I tell you, anybody can say, well, did you research, did you that? And then they go, you see what I'm talking about? So I don't play the game like that. You know that because you watch Bobby Hemming and also Maya Moss, all the beautiful spiritual ones, right? No matter how you feel, I got you, we got our differences and stuff. But if you go watch them, right, you'll see that they put you on the right map too. Right? Valentine, Dr. Valentine, Dr. Browder, all right? There's a lot of wealth of knowledge around my channel and others that'll put us on the right track. All right, now, fittingly, Jesus couldn't have been a Christian at that time, and we need to use our common sense. Because if Christianity existed at that time, then we'd see more than 3 people on them crosses that they displayed about what happened to them at that time. Think about that. Because Christians today are willing to die, sacrifice, save their own lives to come out the depths of where God wasn't, where people didn't want God to exist. Just dark, just dark, just dark. So therefore, it's fitting to have the galore of the beloved Jesus, because the reality of it is that was a man like you and I. But because he was living in a time of darkness, listen to me, where the people were idolizing. You with me? Jesus, why are you in the courtyard, Jesus? I'm in the courtyard because I'm a craft. I'm a carpenter. I build. And surely, you probably sold furniture and stuff like that, right? So they want you to make it think like it was money. It was about money. No, Jesus had no problem about money. It was about you selling idols to bow down and worship. And I'm here, think about it. I'm here with my 12 or my 11, trying to freely promote what we talk about today. Think about that. And you give me a hard time. You see, we don't talk about that. We just talk about leading up to the death. But we don't realize why so many of us and so many of me, like everybody else, there was a lot of Jesuses then, just like there's a lot of Jesuses now. Now that's a hard pill to swallow. Got it. Got it. But you got to understand something, beloved. We got to be able to disagree and agree on things. How my philosophy of looking at it, because I can go back in my history and I can make common sense of it and not be in the glue stuck up in what some people wrote. And a lot of us don't go and research. And then even when we go find the truth, we've been traditionalized in this cycle thinking that was the right. Even when we find out the truth, we don't want to accept it. That's why you used to understand at these councils, Nicene, happen a lot of times. Other councils, they accepted throwing away some books. Book of Enoch, Book of Mary Magdalene. Come on now, go around my channel, you can see it. There's books out there. Bibles should be like these. And the actual Bibles, they are. Ethiopian Bible, Torah. There's Bibles out there. Not called Bibles, but lamps, whatever. Books of life. Body. Body of work. The body of folks that push future forward. So, folks shaped Christianity today to meet what they want to meet. Their prescription. Not God, Most High's. Theirs. Back then. King James, all these, yeah, you get it, huh? That's why you understand when you go look and search, you'll see a man called Aries saying, wait a minute, wait a minute, bro. Hold on, Cuddy. So we have these books and stuff, and we know that, we uphold women and da. You don't recognize Mary and you want to make Mary Magdalene a H and bad. Look, what? Come on now. Seen some things, disputed some things, but because it was only a few, like fittingly, we have to understand common sense. When the actual powership of the godly realm, those who came to do this, created, something new, I got to leave this out so I can have my dominance. Because of the history before the Christianity and everything, they understood there was somebody like Isis, Mayat. These are feminine, matriarch, not patriarch, matriarch figures, nurturers. See what I'm talking about? You don't hear that. You don't see that. There's books of it. We can't put that in though. Dominance, control, going forward. So the men knew in them councils, they put themselves in charge of everything. And ensure to put themselves of everything, ensure that we dilute any woman in any book of religion. Yeah. Let that common sense pour in and seek in. So, Christianity came about. Jesus was already dealing with the darkness and bringing his light. And half the population he was around was against that light. You're going against me, Jesus. I got 5, 10 wives. I'm married to my sister. Gladiator. King wanna mess with his sister. You got all these women you can mess with that want you, but you want to try to have kids with your sister. For what? See how we learning? To keep a lineage. Well, you say, well, that don't make sense, Sean. I know it don't. Because you still can go get with this another woman that ain't your sister, your family, have a baby, and that baby be your lineage. Watch this, though. But I just told you, back then it wasn't insurance, it's to have power. This selfish individual wanted to have a baby with his sister because his sister already had a child. Pay attention. Reason why Most High, my spirit sent me to look at the king, the monarch that we have in our time now. So we have King Charles, right? I don't think people realize or understand why the dynamics that it goes through. But if you go around the channel and look, and you'll see it. I'll explain a little bit. After King Charles, as goes Prince Williams, right? The oldest son. You would think common sense, little bit. It's not, because this is just how we think. We don't know. would be, okay, after him, Harry. It's the other son, right? So we don't pay attention to the movies. We don't pay attention to the movies. There's a reason why they're killing each other and stuff. Family. Family. After the oldest son, say he goes, say he passes or whatever. You know, knock on wood, because, you know, he young. It go down to his sons, his kids. He has 3 kids. 3 children. So it goes down to his children. First one, second one, third one. Now you see why in that movie that I was trying to find, it showed that these kings had no problem killing their sister kids, banishing them, nothing, to keep it in their power. They child, rotten. Keep being rotten. So talk about. So we come today, and I ain't saying that's what's happening in our worship, because we see our worship, and you know they ain't acting like that back then. You know what I'm saying? So not saying we got problems though. Everybody, you human, you're gonna have some issues. All right. So I'm just glad that Pop and son able, you know, to talk and figure it out. That's the beautiful thing about that. So why is that important? We're talking about our behavior today. You know, you operate in so many ways, so just similar, parallel to as time bounds. It don't change. You just change the body. Are we dinosaurs now? Are we, you see what I'm talking about? Are we big, tall, this, that now? Is my spirit gonna be this, that? You know what I'm saying? That's it. But the way that operating the concepts and within that infinite A, it ain't changed. It ain't gonna change. Now, the importance I'm bringing this up is, in the movie that I couldn't find, I'm gonna call it Angel Has Fallen. Young man struggle. Knights Templar. You know anything about the Knights Templar? They go back in medieval times. That's when your banking started and things like that. These folks were warriors, protectors of God, of we say Holy Grail and things like that, but it was just more than that. Right? At them times, you gotta understand that the possession of something, of a relic, when Jesus Christ, let's get to that, let's go back. The death of Jesus Christ created religion. The death of Jesus Christ made religion be created. Not seeing all these other places. Why? Because after the death of Jesus Christ, 500 years of darkness. Number one. Go look for yourself. Go look for yourself. Number one. And it took that, Most High did that, to show these folks, you ain't took your eye off me. So I'm going to let you be. I'm going to let you be. Until a king was like, ever since we killed that one dude that was telling us, hey, woo, 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 woo. Hey, man, we've been on this battlefield eating, sleeping. We ain't having babies. Yeah, man, we population declining. We ain't got no servants. Yeah, things ain't right out here, yo. Make sense? What you think it is, Constantinople? I just told you, fool. We wasn't supposed to take that cat out. Y'all supposed to protect him, man. Because you got to think about it. Oh, Sean. You have to research who wanted Jesus dead in that scenario, in that scenery. Who wanted Jesus dead in them times? Who was going to Pompeo or whoever that was, the leader, I think it was Billy Pompeo, who was going to him saying, he's this, he's this, he's this, he's that, he's that. And they would bring Jesus so many times in front of Pompeo, whatever, and Jesus just be honest with him. Hey, and the crazy thing about it, Pompeo didn't have no issue with the cat. He didn't have no issue with the cat. And you tell these cats, you got to go research who he was telling. Because they was considered a certain religion too. They ain't like Jesus. They ain't like what Jesus was about at all. They actually thought he was cool because he was so powerful and bringing people together and stuff. But because back then, in the lineage of time, these kings and queens and all them, they knew they did things to not allow them to be as close to Most High. Controversial stuff. If I gotta kill my brother, I gotta kill my brother. If I kill my, you know what I'm saying? If I gotta kill, they just knew this. Consciousness, just knew this. So they understood also on doing this stuff, pay attention, because it's today. I need a pure, godly individual. They call them priests. That adheres to God, talk to God. Don't know my madness. I ain't got to tell them my madness. Because I want to keep them pure. So I keep this pure person by me. You get it? So I can break my karma off on him. Her, on him. There ain't no hers. Hers were oracles and stuff. They did believe them. Don't let them tell you today. That's why I get upset, because they used women so heavily of their pureness and all that stuff, but they don't want to put them in the books and stuff. Their power, how wise they are, and all this stuff. That's what they generated from. They want to make it seem them. See what I'm talking about? So, in that, this priest, in their minds, keep them upright. In the name of God. See what I'm talking about? So Christianity was forced to come, and they called it Christianity, Christ-like. What does that mean? They wanted to dwell it down into one, and because they know they wronged Jesus so bad, they allowed him to be the face of it, which is fittingly because he's the one who sacrificed. No other person was out there like him, willing to say, shh, it don't matter. You hang me, you put me on the cross, it ain't gonna change nothing. Matter of fact, that's why he said, forgive them, Most High. They don't know what they doing. I so much understand today. And it's not to belittle nobody. It's not to make shame nobody, but so many of us, we walk and we adhere to cycles of traditional, what we've been taught, instead of going in that history and just looking at common sense of learning stuff on our own, and saying, you know what? You see the behavior of this Pharaoh, you see the behavior of this and this and the, what is different today, other than the way they dress? Other than the operations of how they do it. What's different? Nothing. Same cognitive behavior. Just today, we just got so much more. So you can even hide it even better. You can hide behind the cross. You can hide behind the church. How? I give you some money, you ain't gonna say shit. Especially if it's sustaining you, paying your rent, car mortgage. Cat that said, I went and bought a new car. Now I ain't got no job. I ask cats that like that, please don't go do nothing nasty, dirt. for a little change. We got to figure it out. But that's where our society is, so that's why so many have been put homeless and shunned down, because now, who you gonna lean on now? Just like here. Most High ain't gonna rescue you. This is around my channel. Most High ain't gonna save you. Most High, ain't no God. God don't care about you. Ain't no God. Ain't nobody coming to save you. Don't nobody like you. Don't nobody care about what you doing. Lies. 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 Why? We talking about it. They know. They know the truth. They know the truth. Because when you point the finger up, okay, ain't no God. Ain't no Most High. Then explain to me this stuff that we got, sir, ma'am. And then they can't. They shut down. They want to debate you about people and stuff. No. Bump people, we can get names mixed up. We can get actions mixed up back to another. But let's talk about what God do, what Most High do. What you saying Most High ain't doing. See how it go? Want to tie you up, twist you up. And the reason is because not everybody got the answers of our true history back there. We see what people done, but we don't know what's been manipulated because books have been taken, this is done, this been burnt. Now, you know how many books and stuff have been burnt, tablets and everything else for purpose. A lot of us be looking at these things, the Hermetic texts and all this stuff, and and they only found this, and it be half and pieces and stuff. It's the beloved, that stuff was never missing. Just like the same thing that my other side, my beloved Virgo, in one of her beautiful songs, said, you chopped the nose off my pharaoh. Off the statue. Come on now. You take the lips off the statues. To destroy. Go in and paint inside the chambers. This should be honored. But go in there after, thousand years later, and paint little white people on there and this and that. Like we don't know. That you can put a indicator on there how old this paint is, how old this stone is, and they done it, and I've seen it. And yeah, you didn't paint it this stone that once was black or this and that, and now it's this color. Or you don't even know. This stone here, boom, boom, da is traced BC, da, and then come on later, oh, let's make another stone that's like that, look like that, but we'll say it was back. But it ain't even the same color, texture, anything. We gotta wake up. Just as such as the analogies of the stories. The Exodus and all this kind of stuff, and purpose and the Pharaoh and da. We have to do our research heavily. Because this dictates the transition of what actually happened. Rather than what somebody wrote later based off some notes, tablets of this, that the people were writing on at the time, stones, this or that other people, Napoleon, Alexander the Great, went in and destroyed purposely. So the folks of them times that brought that prescription don't get the credit. I'm Alexander the Great. I'm Napoleon. Watch this. Who's in your history books? See how this goes? Same thing with Rome. You see more Rome in the books. Greco, this, that, this. I know, I was there, I was in education. You see me, I love education. Well, I ain't got a lot of Egypt in there. Because that's where the Romans got it from. Matter of fact, that's who the Romans were. Egyptians. You can play with all you want to. They expanded out. Go do your research. You got a Rome that existed at one point. And then a Rome that came in. Same thing that you got today in America and all over the world, mulatto people, same thing. Same thing. You was a loving folks, like you should be. Brought in. Yeah, we can build sewage systems and bathrooms and stuff in your house, and you have it in your. They had that advanced technology stuff. Not to me and you, because we didn't grew up and you know how to do windows and AC and all that stuff. See what I'm talking about? But back then. So then, now, why wouldn't you think all kinds of other ethnicities, all kinds of people from other countries, they found out? Because watch this. That's how you know why it became so prominent. You had Luxor. You had universities starting to teach the alchemy and all kinds of stuff, right? And then you had people like Jesus. He went there. Buddha went there. All your prophets, it ain't no different than the modern day today. Where you ask some of your great religious leaders, where did you go to get that fulfillment awakening? Some gonna say Mecca. Some gonna say the Vatican. See how this go? Some gonna say Israel. So, same thing. So in Luxor, you got Luxor. Then you got to think about it. All these big components, all these things, and no doubt I'm not gonna talk about how they were made, all that. I understand a little bit. All right, we were giants. There was giants back then. It's like you seeing beloved Shaq and Tony Roberts and all these big people. That is an indication how much we shrunk from then to now. And what you're seeing at one point in time, them folks, right, showing us what we had back then. The average human being most likely got to have some size on. 50-50 in the Nephilims running around. I know that for a fact because over there in China and Bangladesh, all these places where they're remote a little bit, and you got these monasteries and all these stuff built on these high places. Why? Security, away from something. We wasn't paying attention at Jack and Beanstalk. We was looking at it as just a kiddie thing. Jack and the Beanstalk and that giant. Jack, why you trying to climb up that beanstalk? This fool chasing me and want to eat me. Why did they only, watch this. This is how you know we downsize stuff. Watch this. Why it only showed Jack have to deal with the beanstalk. Just one person. Jack surely wasn't the only thing to eat back then. But it's the analogy to show you that was what it was. These big things and all that stuff that you couldn't have. You ain't got no gun to just put it down. And the spirit did. You see what I'm saying? And so it showed me, different times. So we get back to Christianity. Took them out them books, made it composited what it is right there. Had them dark period of times, all right? Valuable because then we look at, how I look at it is Constantinople was pinnacle. Because Most High put something on Constantinople heart to recognize the consciousness. What did he do? He was one of the ones that after they say, well, what he did, he started understanding the value that Jesus had at the time. had left, right? Red stuff, da da da, it's lineage, right? He's like, well, since that powerful being was hung on a cross, see, people know their history. They saying, I'm gonna bring that cross to the battlefield. The symbolizing of that today with our modern day here is the movie Kingdom of Heaven. Blah. I'm not saying it's the same, but when I'm looking, because of my history and I know, see me? And making fitting because what they battling over? Jerusalem. Who they battling? The Assyrians. What they believe in? Islam. What they want? That property. Why? Because they feel Jesus and all this stuff went there, woo-woo, and blessed it and stuff. Come out of Luxor, and after coming out of Luxor and getting that wealth of knowledge, started going around the lands and stuff. So Constantinople brings the cross, just like in Kingdom of Heaven, that king who had leprosy, and it wasn't really leprosy, he had well, they called it leprosy too. They called everything leprosy back then. You could be, if you wasn't the same color and kind of things, freckles and all that kind, you was leprosy. He was called that, send you off in the cave and stuff. But he had a condition and stuff where he had to wear a mask. I ain't gonna put it on the man. I ain't gonna put him on it or nothing, but what makes your body deteriorate and go bad and do all that stuff, right? You got to ask yourself, right? So we know today, you got, like Houston got they brought out, they rampant HIV and all that kind of stuff. We don't know. See what I'm talking about? So he was battling something, and he caught it in his younger age, as the movie dictates. And he was probably right. So he lived with it for a long time. So he like, I'm going to carry his cross to the battlefield. So the first thing the enemy would see when they come up to the battle, 15, 25-foot cross, glazing in gold. Now, I don't know about you, but if I was a war on the other side, and I ain't never seen that before, that's like bringing a tank. You know what I'm saying? I know it's different type of now because the tank can do something, right? And the cross, what the cross gonna do? But psychologically, you ain't never seen nothing like it. It's the first time. You seeing folk come up, but before you even see battle, the horses and things, you seeing this big cross in gold, a cross. And you can best believe that at that point in time, folks know how Jesus died. Folks know how all kinds of stuff died. See what I'm talking about? So these warriors, you can think about what them warriors like. Oh, shit. Because when you look at the movie, there was a couple times there they should have fought, but they didn't fight because that king and the Assyrian king, they come, bring their order. It's woo, 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 woo. Hey, you might want to chill. Hey, yeah, you might want to, because it did woo. We're going to go at it. Da, da. So for a while, it's like, okay, cool, But they were showing test of force. It's what I got. It's what you got. Okay. Made fools think a little bit. So Christianity is built off the endurance that Jesus had to endure. Fiddling in them dark ages. So we prescribe to him and honor him because of the light that he brought, knowing you was a chosen one. And we messed it up. So we didn't mess it just up with you, Jesus. We messed it up with the Most High. How we fix that? We don't want to be in the dark. And when I say dark ages, we talking about folks in castles and all that stuff. Most High put darkness, coldness among the land. Folks felt it. So to get back in Most High's graces, we did things, Nicene books. Let's get a discipline. Let's get people, because this is real in so many ways. I don't believe they really understood it, but they understood, God was touching in so many ways. Because there was other men that came after Jesus with the same concept, Aries, all kinds of men, sisters, brothers, whoever, and they was bringing that same, people were practicing Jesus's practices underground, which Constantinople made it surface up because he seen the power in it. Like, we killed the leader of this thing. We did it, all this. We can kill, but these people just keep coming, keep believing, not picking up swords against us to kill us, but getting us to change our hearts. And so it happened. So we prescribe. Now, I ain't saying it's the best of people. We listen and we hear things. Have you noticed that so many of those, until up to this point in modern day time, when we so superficial and worried about material things, have you noticed that the folks, godly folks that walked that round, boom, boom, woo, woo, did their thing? Have you noticed in the history, John the Baptist, how much you had? How much money you had? Was you rich? Jesus. Luke. Now, I know how you feel about it, because most of my beloved, like, that wasn't their name. You don't know, and I don't know. I could care less what the names was, but those who walked that line, I know one thing, they ain't have a lot. You tell. The book say it, things say it, movies say it. They wasn't glamorized about material stuff. More focus on Most High, walking that line, and being natural with it. Live off the land, stuff like that. Yeah. So, back then, we growing. I'm sure in Nicaea, of course, we had the beautiful buildings, orchestration, all that. We kept doing that. The balance, the kings and the royalties and all that thing was trying to look for is, can I have my material because I'm here, blah, 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 leading, da, 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 and prescribe to the religion and woo, woo, create, da, 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 to honor the Most High. That's where you get church and state. See? So the whole point, summary, is to come to an understanding, because our beloved young folks, when we don't know our history, we'll sit and think that and say things like, I'm Christian because Jesus. Well, no, if you was following Jesus, you'd be what Jesus was. So you're Christian today because you follow the prescription of what was left after. Because Jesus wasn't Christian. But we prescribe him 500 years later because we lingo, okay, Christianity, Christ. So we know where Christo come from, right? Da Vinci painted somebody, a family, royal family. His name was Christo. He was beautiful, right? Let's name it Christ. They even came up with another picture and everything else. And we can't fault it. I don't fault it. You know why? Jesus gone. They wasn't able to take a picture of your cat. Ain't have a photo like us. They wasn't able to know. But even though, well, some people painted Jesus and stuff back in the day, but maybe they was a little bit more advanced back then. I don't. I'm making excuses, I guess. I don't know. We don't have the real God here no more. But we want a beautiful. We want somebody that'll stick out. Don't that make sense? Watch this. Be honest. As you sit there, be totally honest. Let's just say Jesus was an ugly cat. I think God will let me use this real quick. Most High. Jesus was ugly as hell. Let's just say Jesus was ugly as hell. Jesus had a mole right here, a big mole. I don't mean to offend nobody, but I'm just saying. I'm just trying to. And Jesus didn't have no good perm. Jesus had nappy dugout. Let's just say, Jesus had a beer belly, stuck out in his robe. Let's just say. Lord, forgive me. Would you put that in your church? Would you put that Jesus piece on with that dude with that mole and all that stuff on his face and stuff, and that nappy hair? Would you put that on around your neck? Would you put that picture in your house? This ugly cat. If that was him. Okay, now your common sense then kicked in. I got to make him beautiful. Because beauty to us, right? We all can agree. Don't tell no lies. Because it done followed us through time. So you can't lie. Don't lie. Beauty is pure. When you beautiful on the outside, ain't no doubt you beautiful in the inside. How else can your hair be blonde, slick, nice, and all that? And wait, you got to be beautiful in the inside. How else you just skin, no blemish? Your skin got no blemishes, no blemishes. Back in them times, dealing with you had to deal with. These people putting their hands on you. Even before they hung, put you on that cross. All this stuff. No scratches. You got no... We got to make you look beautiful. That was accepted in the council. Why? You got to understand at them times, that's what Da Vinci was coming on, painting. Renaissance, now I'm coming to it. Renaissance started coming in. Love, romanticism. Woo! Folks started feeling themselves inside. Woo! Why? Because the fighting stopped. You can start feeling on yourself now. You can start, you know what I'm saying? We can start, you know what I'm saying? Fighting stopped. We quelling the fighting. Yeah, we over at the council. We ain't fighting no more, man. We losing people, bro. Let's talk about this, man. Let's talk about this. Folks at them times getting painted themselves. Hey, paint me, man. I got 500 rubies. Paint me, bro. So it was a phase they was going through. Just like us now, right? When the phones came out, right? When the first cell phone came out, you could take a picture and send it to somebody. Come on now. Come on now. Am I talking? Here? Hey, anybody out there? Who ain't took a photo of themselves and sent it to somebody when the first phones came out? Or when you got your first phone, couldn't wait. Half of us got They took 1,000,000 phones since these pictures since these phones come out. Don't even know the pictures we took and all that kind of stuff. Same thing back then. Paint me, paint me, paint me. Let's paint Jesus beautiful. We can't have an ugly Jesus, and I ain't mad about it. Yeah, no, nobody want to look at no ugly Jesus. Look, watch this. The saying is, God don't like ugly. Ooh. Ooh. You think maybe that's even where the saying came? One of them said, hey, bro, this what Jesus look like. This what Jesus look like. They can't say no. No, man, we ain't gonna get away. We got to make them look perfect. Because then the people will believe. Believe in who? God, Most High. See, because Most High, you with me now. We grasping all this. We grasping all this learning. Most High the truth. We know Most High beautiful. How you know, Sean? I'm looking at Most High's beauty. When we cut our grass, and even when we don't cut it, look good. Look at the grass, man. Tree burn. I'm breathing what that tree freshens for me. Carbon monoxide, all that kind of stuff. So the tree soak all that up so I can have better air. Me, you. It's beauty. That's Most High. The clouds. We make clouds now. Don't get twisted. We make clouds, but not the ultimate one, not the God ones. We can make chemtrails to make clouds. But the godly ones, like yesterday, example, means thinking, wow, look up, because you can tell on different days and months or season of what's going on. I can tell when they're fake clouds that's coming in, and I can tell when they're the real clouds. I'll get that later in my, but if you don't believe that, look up clouds falling in primitive places and the people pulling them out the sky. They look like kites, because they got to fall. But the optimum is to fall somewhere where that you don't see it, I don't see it, another non-place. And it can be structured like that. But they fall where people actually look and they're like, damn. But it's not a real cloud, it's a man-made cloud, along with clouds. Just like our Neo-Geo weather. We can make it rain. We can, come on now. Okay. So, what happened? But my idea, my philosophy, understand that Most High moves time through us. When needed, all right? Because Most High can move time too. Most High's move time wants to move time for us or with us or on us. Can be too heavy for us. Watch this. What we're talking about? Floods. I don't like this group of people that I've made. I don't like this. I don't like this. Better get a boat, Noah. Noah, build a boat. Put two. Put everything that I build a boat. Believe it or not, I'm just going off the scenario. Okay? Makes sense though. I ain't talking about the Noah and all that stuff. I'm talking about how Most High, he's like, y'all, get rid of it. I don't like this group of people. These Nephilims, this. Because we have to understand. I said something before, and a lot of us don't believe, but, we recognize that there got to be something. The devil owns this. The devil is the owner, the manager. Most High put him in charge. Who's the devil? You and me? Which one you want to act like? Which one you want to be? So, off of that, most definitely, in the operation of it, when they say angels came down here and engaged with daughters of human and made giants. Why? Just sit up there and said fallen angels and angels fall and all this other stuff. Not all the angels agree with Most High. Hey, this get big and deep. There's angels that go against Most High today. Huh? So the angels loved what Most High made. Most High didn't get totally upset because it's like beauty. I understand. What I made, they everything I make is beautiful. So why wouldn't the angels want to go down and engage? Because the human men getting all the beauty of what God made. We want some, God. That's beautiful. But you can't. Y'all can't. Y'all different thing. Y'all, you can't. No. That I didn't create it for that. But then when they go against it and they go down there and do it, okay. But it's beautiful. I understand. I created you with willpower just like I created them human and everybody else. Willpower. Put that mustard seed in. God. And understanding that God was going to do that anyway. God knew that was going to happen anyway. Because he had the backup plans and all this stuff. Okay, I'm going to let you go on. Go on mess with my little humans and stuff. And get down there and they mess with them, terrorize them and all that stuff. All right, that's enough. Flood. Same thing with the dinosaurs. And everything else. Come on now. So, it's beautiful. Just think of the concept. The common sense in it. That's all I bring to it. The common sense. With knowing the history and stuff. So much, vast. It's bigger than that. You know what I'm saying? But trying to put it in layman terms for our youth today, all right? So that maybe some of the stuff that we talk about, they go back and research. Give them a wealth of gems to not be stuck on one cycle of things. Not to get you to stop believing in what you believing, but add armor to what you believe. Like me, I add armor onto why I believe in Most High like this. I add armor to why I believe in spirituality. I add armor to why I have to rise above and look at our man-made prescription religions. Honor them, respect them highly. And at all times, as you see, use them from Most High's realm to understand it's all godly. All of it. In some way or form. It's just how you use it. It's just how you use it. That's it. It's how you use it. Bring honor to it in some ways because it was a prescription that put in Constantinople and so many others to recognize this is the way to bring discipline, not only for them times, but this will spread where there's not a motel that you can't go to that you can request a Bible and there'll be one or there'll be one on the side of your bed. There's not a place to go to that you can't get a Bible. There's not a church that you can't go to that won't give you a Bible. There's not a church or any place, even mosque or any other religious sector that knows Jesus' name. Whether they identify with him or not, philosophy, but we understand that they splintered off. Without Jesus, would the splinter off of Islam come? Would the splinter off of any other religions come? Would the discipline and principles and philosophies that before it hit Jesus, it was in Timbuktu, move towards Egypt, move towards Rome? Would any of these principles still be alive today if that wasn't done? This is our reality. So therefore, the point of it is Jesus' situation, his murder, his assassination was purposeful to get to that point, a prescription of Most High's avenues, so many avenues that were being fought against. Because he wasn't the only one. Remember, beloved, I told you. Luxor was a place where you come and you learn spirituality, celestial things. We'll dive into that later. Alchemy. Why people function the way they do. How people were made. And go deep. That's what set them apart. Don't that make sense? Think about it. So back then, think about this. I'll leave you right here. What? How many in our society today willing to go and get higher education? Equate that percentage, because it ain't as big as you think. That's the reason why we be in some of the holes we are, because some of us don't want to rise our higher education and we stay stuck on stupid. So then anybody can tell us anything, and then we voting for this dummy. We voting for this dummy. We doing this. Sometimes this person is pulling our strings. This person, you see, I'm manipulating. This person will blackmail me, because the elevation of ascension, we don't want to allow. So based off that, how many, I can tell you, back then you think was educated? I'll use a prime example. No disrespect to the Iraqi people or the Afghan people, but their country's leadership stuck to old ways of doing things. That's what they chose. And so dictatorship, and you don't get to learn as much as me, was the prescription. Why? You learn, I can't control you. You learn what I learned, it's hard to control you. Now that I gotta compromise with you. Now that I gotta find a way to exist with you in a compromise. You know what I'm saying? See what I'm talking about? I don't want that. It's my way or the highway. So how many people you really think was educated back then? High levelly educated. Now I ain't talking about to help build the pyramid, help do this, cook some dinner, do this, woo woo. How the new way to get the water. I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about? That college stuff. Not a lot. Not a lot. Only those that were seen to have a gift could get in them lodges, could get in them universities. See how it is? Now I can tell you that by the places I've been. I've been to Yugoslavia, former Soviet, I said it right, Yugoslavia. Been to what they call Bosnia now. Macedonia, Kosovo, Iraq, Afghanistan. And follow the same suit. To control the people, we don't let them get a lot of education. Just enough to function for us. So that's one of the reasons why Jesus was killed. Because when he goes back, if that happened, there's two scenarios that I know. Shunned away, excommunicated, same thing. Because your higher education, it was a threat. It was a threat to the folks of them times when you went back, when he went back. Makes sense, don't it? Today. Look at it today. Like I said, you show that you're more educated than most around you, politicians, whatever, it's a threat. It's a threat. And then you put on top of that, I'm a warrior for the Most High. I ain't ashamed to say that. No, you can't wave that money in front of me. Whether I have it or not, Most High. That's a threat. Especially when those that are leading you, they just use Jesus. They just use God. Rappers just use the Jesus piece. But it'll be ho, shh, I shot that, brr, da. So they just using it. Now I know what I said. I got you. You said, but Sean, you said everybody ain't perfect, da, da, da. Yeah, but when you know Jesus' principles, and you know that Jesus wasn't talking about, kill that nigga, sell your mama drugs. You see what I'm talking? It ain't like they don't know that. They know what Jesus stands for. But we choose to. And they want to make you think, oh, we good, they good. Oh, he got a Jesus piece on. Oh yeah, watch this. You got who? Mom, Dad, yeah, baby. Can I go to the such and such concert? Who? Such and such. And you know it's a crazy name, right? Us parents we like, who? Little who? Drop Dead who? Sick 'em on them who? And we say the name again. How you spell that? Looking. And what do you do? Yeah, baby. Go look at the photo. Go look at these people. Go get some research, right? Go get some research, right? And what you see? The big shiny Jesus piece, big shiny one. Cat don't even care about Jesus. But it looked good. Got it from Jacob. Got it from the top. Jewelry. So the parent, see that? Christian parent, godly parent, any kind of parent, see that? Oh, they in the God. Oh, yeah, God, yeah. Well, watch this. They don't listen to the music. Why? Because we already know it's gonna be different, something we don't like. Not the aspect of what it's influencing. Just I don't listen to rap. I don't go on about our business. We're looking at the sales and he must be good. He must be, we got to go deeper. We got to vet. We got to vet this stuff. What is your child getting influenced by? And then, like today, we wondering, watch this. Oh, Lord, go with it. This is it right here. Why our kids are against us. Why we can't talk to our children, have a conversation with them. Why we don't have their heart still, and they just came from you to hear you done fed the person for 18 years, 21 years. Some of them still up in your house, 35, 45 years old, and they more influenced by the fake hiders, the fake ones that hide behind it. Don't know nothing about Jesus. Could care less about him. Look good though. It'll get me somewhere. And then in the music, this is what they listening to. Oh, blicky, she did out there. Just stuff, just crazy, just destructive. And we sit up here and support that crap saying, yeah, it's phases to it. We went through it and all that stuff. They telling the story of where they from and they hood and stuff. And it's like, do you not understand the tragedy behind that? What we didn't set for? Because when we was doing, we could honestly call rappers back in the 80s up to the 90s. Don't know how far up to the 90s, probably 98. When Tupac died, 96. Well, after him, you still had Tribe Called Quest. You still had Arrested Development. Um, you still had conscious folks that kept the needle, because if you didn't, we wouldn't be here. But, see what I'm talking about? Back then, you had people telling true stories, realistic stories, without the bees and hoes and stuff, and giving you, painting you a picture. Who don't love listening to Slick Rick? Oh my God! Like you sitting right there. Who don't love listening to Lauryn Hill? These folks paint these pictures without all that BS and and give you substance, some cold. I'm just talking about people that I enjoy listening to, because they can paint a picture with all that facade industry stuff that the industry wants you to look at. Good folks that your children, our children, won't be misled. These the folks that keep our children from falling off the ledge. Encouraging them, lift them up. That's why they get shunned by the industry. You know Lauryn Hill. She talk about Cole. Cole, the best conscious rapper out there. I don't give a damn what you say. I don't care nothing about what you're talking about. Showed it. Got on all them fools' track. All of them. And everybody track he got on, what? What you talking about? None. So that made what he talking about, everything. See how it go? He knew that. Truth be told, I ain't ashamed to say it. Hope he ain't. Because the door open. One of the main ones out of many to help support this situation. Send me great beats. Teach me how to write rhymes. Try to show me. I kind of on them. Mold them. And my way was, I'm going to do this way, young bro. No disrespect. I'm riddling. I ain't rapping. So it's different. And it's riddling, and it's mine, and it's initial, and I'm the initiator of it. I'm going to make it mine. So if the bars go this long, 56, then that's what it is. I don't know what 16 bars. I don't know what, I don't even correlate to that. This is what I want to fit in my music. Can you do that? Yeah. This is the hook. Can you? Yeah. Why you can do that? Because it's yours. You started this. You the initiator of it. But I wouldn't be able to do it. Pay attention. That's why you stay well-rounded. Would you be able to do it without rap? Without what came before? No. Because I wouldn't know how to go off of. What do I go off of? So it'd be totally different. Probably not even accepted. So I'm getting that? But because I can splinter off of that and bring it over here a little bit, because it's similar. If anything, it's just like it. Other than you ain't finna hear no, I got this, that, yeah. I'm gonna big myself up. I'm gonna be about propping me up. Especially when ain't nobody around propping me up for me. So I'm gonna do that for myself. But run around, you know what I'm saying, like I'm better than you, and because you can't do this, and no, I ain't gonna trip on that, because you can do it. I'm a mirror, not somebody to come out here and tell you you ain't. I'm a mirror. You do matter. You can do anything you set your mind to. Because any man, pay attention, any man I see doing something, I always consider myself, I did that. Whether I did it or not, because I'm a human being, right? That man a human being, right? So in the human nature of things, he did it, then that means I can do it. The situation awareness of it is, I choose not to do that. I choose not to go play basketball. I choose not to go play football. I choose not. You see what I'm talking about? You getting what I'm saying? And sometimes in there, even when you choose, a lot of times, Most High gonna change the direction for you because that's not where I want you to go. That's not the path you got to go, Sean. Watch this. Why you said it? There's no doubt that I could play professional football. There's no doubt. But didn't have that path open for me to go chase that dream. And somehow I even sabotaged it by getting kicked out of school for a time period and not going back. Because I'm like, y'all did that. You know what I'm saying? We all know, all right? But, and plus I wasn't doing right. I don't want to put it on the school. If they say don't have premarital sex, that's what it means. Don't have premarital sex. Got caught. Like I told the dean, the coach, and all of them in there. Cause all of us. This was a point in time. The school had got nasty, Randall. We was going through it. We was running through some things, and you can't do that when you're around preachers, daughters, upstanding people. So they had to clean some stuff up. Now I wasn't the dirtiest. I wasn't even dirty really. I was doing it right. Who I was with, I had relationships. You know what I'm saying? But no premarital sex, no premarital. But that's hard to say when you're RNs and all this stuff. But that is fine. So things happen. But I ain't got no problem with GC. GC had to do what they had to do. You know what I'm saying? Loved every part of me being at GC, learning what I had to learn. So we wrap it up. Just wanted to clarify that, all right? Because we get it arms, but that changes nothing. Who we identify with, Jesus, all the God's prophets, prophecies, they all fit. They all fit. They all fit. Why wouldn't Most High give us choices in this life? Pay attention. When Most High has the greatest choice of all of us to choose who Most High used the energy through, who Most High represents through, how Most High shows the power. So we are one below Most High. Understand, beloved. You man, one man. I need you to realize, yes, the angels have power and they're among us. But it's an extraordinary power on that outside. You can make things happen, They got it. But what they know, you in the human form, the human being, this is what makes you separate from. This is why Most High didn't want them engaging with us in that way. You equate to them in so many ways. But the only way you don't equate to them in so many ways is that you operate away from the Most High's way. See, what the angels know, I can sway a little bit, but I better not. That's why we get falling, You see what I'm talking about? Because if I too much and I'm too where I can't be recovered, then, see I'm getting that? We got to take them wings. We got to take your powers. And then what does that mean? They become just like, see what I'm talking about? Lower than you and me. That's real. Equal to some of us because until we ascend to the consciousness. What consciousness? Now I bring it. Christ consciousness. Christ-like consciousness of the man, Jesus, who set the first example, or set a good example in his lifetime in his area. Because many set a good example. Many of them, prophets did. Chosen, all that. But he set such an identifying one that, the devil know Jesus. The devil know Jesus. Everybody and mama in there, the space galaxies know Jesus. Understood? Yeah. That's real. That's real. But we chose through time. We kept the name. We know who the person was. We can argue if it was Jesus. Understanding wasn't no J's back then. We wasn't saying Jesus back then. That wasn't the name. Because they wasn't saying that. You just got to own it. So Yeshua, Esau, but we base off the Jesus, because you want to change the name, you ain't tricking us. See what I'm talking about? The devil ones that, well, we gonna, you didn't trick us. So we all raise our hands and say, hey, we didn't get tricked. That's Jesus. We call him Jesus now. Knowing that, see what I'm talking about? So that's all it's about. Optical illusions. And we bring ourselves off the peel and the Kool-Aid of it. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, we still honor it because it's power. Just because you want to try to throw a twerk in there and stuff, we understand Jesus's principles and what he said, the way he lived his life, and what he was lined up to do and wants to do and needed to do, all under the cuspice of the Most High. So whatever you name, put a name, Christ. Christo was a beautiful guy, cool. Christ, cool. Christianity, cool. That's a good name. Beautiful name. No qualms. But it's not about what we prescribe, what we say, all that. Well, sister, it is what we say, because Jesus, when you say the name of Jesus, right, it's power. It's power. And Most High recognizes that power. Just like Most High recognizes Muhammad, Kaliman, all the names that we assert to, and you in line with it. You in line with it. Right line with it. You prescribing to the right things of it. Why would Most High have a problem with that? It's when we in the name of, I'm sacrificing this kid for Jesus. No, you ain't. No, you ain't. There's an Old Testament and New Testament. And many people don't. We'll talk about it later. Because there's difference of opinions on why there's an Old Testament and New Testament. And we secretly hide stuff. Start messing with these little kids. That was the New Testament. Stop sacrificing. See what I'm talking about? Yeah, we'll get to it. We keep working. We keep working. As long as we keep growing, that's the purpose in life. Some way, somehow, keep growing. Don't let nobody tell you how much you got to grow, where you got to grow. You know this. It's like you seen today. Y'all broke down for you. Purposely, needed to, had to. Got to dye this skin down, this flesh. I ain't got no problem with it. I ain't trying to be out here and be somebody's supermodel. Be out here and show my abs and all this stuff, No. And if I do that, it's to show you the God body. To show you where Most High brought me from. Because if you look at pictures in the past and stuff, you're like, oh, man, you a little chunk. You know? You had a little diabetes. How'd you get out of that? Growing. What made you grow? I accepted I need to lean on God more, Most High more. I accepted I need to sit down a little bit, meditate, I accepted that the isolation that I didn't like, still don't like probably, in some ways or form. But the necessity of it keeps my conscious, Christ conscious, Christ conscious, focused, purpose. More souls. Appreciate every one of y'all out there. Keep working hard. Good space.